how many people actually understand what it truly means to be free, and what responsibilities it takes to have freedom. You realize that thousands of people right now are taking government handouts. They're taking unemployment checks. Some of them are, $600? A $600 check, but that's more than what they would make if they went to work. People were begging for insurance not even a year ago. They were begging for, people are gonna die if we don't give them insurance. But those people don't remember there was a time when you fucking cut your leg, you had to pack it in sugar, or you had to pack it in kerosene until it healed up. People don't remember that. They've forgotten that. Go try to find books on old Indian herbs and spices and healing medicines and shit. It's getting hard. Self-reliance, 100%. Stop asking the fucking government for anything. Because when you ask the government for anything, he's going to play daddy. And just like anybody else's daddy, when daddy says you need to take your ass home and put your fucking mask on, you're going to go home and put your mask on. See, for all those people out there that are wearing the mask, they're agreeing that daddy is right. For all those people out there that are taking the government handouts, they're agreeing to sink our ship. Anytime you ask the government for something, they're going to take away your freedom. I used to get so fucking aggravated when people would, because I've been driving over the road for many years. I've been all over the United States, and I've been in different countries. But I'd be driving down the road and I'd hear a truck driver get on the radio and he'd say some shit like, them fucking campers should have to have a special license just to drive. And I got to thinking, when you decide to retire and you want to take your fucking wife to all these places that you've seen and you want to show her the beauty of America, do you want to have to go out and get a fucking special license just because some asshole said so? In some ways, we create our own fucking problem. Because when we get mad because we don't like what someone else is doing, so we decide that we want them to create a law. I don't remember getting no kickback. I don't remember the government saying, here's your part of agreeing to this fucking law, so we decided to give them tickets for this shit. But all laws are created by us. We're responsible for them. And as well as we are responsible for them, in a mass group, we are our own government. We are our own government. So we have the right to go and say, we don't want these fucking laws no more. A police officer told me once, he said, and he was a friend of mine, still is, he's a real good friend. But he told me, he said, you cannot walk down the street without breaking a law. It's impossible for you to walk down the street without breaking a law. You need to think about that. If it's impossible for you to walk down the street without breaking a law, who was the one that decided to bitch and cry until they created a law against it? It takes the public to create the laws. But once the laws are there, they don't never get changed because nobody says, hey, you know what, we need to get rid of those laws. Those are old and they're way off the books and they need to be taken away. So they can still use them. Fair is fair. You fucking asked for it because you're not willing to stand up and do what it takes to truly be free. Because if you would, then you would go back and you would try to see what laws are on the books that need to be changed. I feel for some of these people. They get themselves caught up out on the streets. But we all know that the best thing to do is shut the fuck up, plead the fifth, wait for a lawyer, and go to jail and deal with it. But just like they say, if you can't even walk down the street without breaking a law, then all of us need to get together and we need to decide on whether or not we want to change the law. We're the ones that decide this shit. We're the ones that decide that we don't want to have this freedom if others have that freedom too. So let's create a law so that this asshole can't do this. And then later when you decide that that's what you want to do, then you have to have a special license to do it. That's the way it is. That's life. You know, like welfare and unemployment. These were things that we decided a long time ago that we wanted. You know, the welfare system, for those that, you know, are lazy, they just don't want to work. They want to live off the government for free. Dude, we've been feeding them forever. It's to the point now that, like me, I've worked since I was 14 years old. My dad had me in the shop when I was 7. But by the time I started paying taxes, because I didn't graduate from school, so by the time I started paying taxes at 17, 18 years old, all that money that I've paid in for me to retire is going to be fucking gone. And why is it going to be gone? Because everybody decides they want to stay at home because of the coronavirus. So, when this motherfucking ship sinks, it's because people weren't willing to actually go out and do what it takes to be free. And that means be responsible for yourself and uphold your own fucking business and stop begging for handouts. Because if you ask Daddy for something, he's going to take something from you. You know, let's just take insurance, for example. We've been on lockdown for almost 2 years. Almost. It's getting close. But during that time, I guarantee I've paid $400 to $500, $600 a month in medical insurance. And what's crazy about that is if you start thinking about 90% of the people in the United States that's been paying in these prices to have medical insurance. And 90% of the public, and I know this for a fact, because I have to deal with the hospitals. And so I know this for a fact, that 90% of the public is not going to the fucking hospitals. So that means that people would rather stay home and suffer with like minor scrapes and cuts and burns than go have a hospital look at them and take care of it. So you have to wonder, who's getting rich off of people's fucking insurance right now? See, that's what we do. Back in the old days, people would prep. They would prep for these things. They would have medical supplies prepped up, and they would have food prepped up, stored. That's the way our ancestors did it back in the days. They would store this shit up. Nowadays, only a few. And if those few are doing this, then they're looked at like they're fucking nut jobs. Really, I mean, go look it up. If you actually fucking have a pond, then you can be under arrest for storing water. Storing rainwater, that's illegal. But who made that law? Who decided that shit? Because I didn't. You know, I probably got a year's worth of fucking food prepped up. And why? Because I know what's coming. And I've taken the time to learn what I can do if all electricity went out. But insurance, that's what we do now. We give our money away to somebody else instead of taking and buying things and putting it back. And you know what? If the worst case scenario, we have to go to the hospital, we go to the hospital and we pay the bill. Other than that, we didn't have insurances back in the days. Whenever automobile insurance, whenever they started that, and they made it mandatory, the price of automobile insurance went up. So when Obama decided that he wanted to make it a mandate on insurance, health insurance, do you think it was going to go fucking down? If you make something mandatory, shit, they could charge you whatever the fuck they want to. And the thing is you're going to pay it, because if not, the gangsterous thing about it is if you went to work, then you was going to pay over $1,000 to $2,000 penalty at the end of the year, depending on if you had a family. Think about that. Because somebody decided there should be a fucking law against this. We all should have insurance. Well, you know what? In a free society, you have to go out and you have to make sure that you're protected. You take care of yourself. That is total independence. It means if you ain't got utilities, you ain't got utilities. It's not a right for you to have anything except for your freedom. We've forgotten that. We've forgotten how to prep for hard times. We've forgotten how to have specific spices and stuff to the side. You know, all food is medicine. All trees and all plants have a medicinal purpose. That's what God put them there for. So whenever you're crying that, well, you know, I don't see no God. Where's a God? Well, when's the last time you went and put a seed in the fucking ground and hoped that it growed food for you? Who else gives it to you? It doesn't just like pop up out of thin air, yeah. But you put the seed in the fucking ground and it grows on its own. All you got to do is give it a little water. The sunlight gives it energy. It gives energy to the soil. Nobody in this world is making anything. Everything comes to us by something outside of this realm. Just like the coronavirus. Where did it come from? Think about this. If we was in flat earth or in a glass dome, or not, even if not, nothing comes in here that hasn't already been here. And it's not going anywhere. It's not like anything's going to go and just decide to, you know, be an astronaut and take off into outer space and be away from us. You know, no more ladybugs or whatever. Everything that was here has been here, just like you, since the beginning of the world. So yeah, you can look at yourself as you are stardust. But that's going way off track. But there's a point to it. Nobody owes you anything. If once you understand that, if you're not willing to stand up and be your own man, to be your own hero, protect yourself, be your own insurance source, then you're going to give all your fucking money to someone. It's going to evaporate. Right? Think about this. If I'm paying $700 a month in insurance, and after 12 months, do I have any of that money left? Figure up how much money that is. And after 12 months, it's a reset. Well, all that money was used. It was a game of chance, and obviously you didn't have to go to the hospital, so we're keeping your fucking money. Think about that. That is insurance. But that money that could have went towards insurance, fuck, we could all get calamity insurance and take what's left and store up medical supplies and be better off and go get EBOMD. When they started making it to where people felt like it's life or death if you don't have insurance, whenever they finally got to manipulating people to where they thought that's when they got you. That's when they got you, because, you know, when I was a kid, if I cut myself, like I said, you know, it'd be kerosene, sugar, blood, it clots your blood, super glue, patch the wound up with the best you can. But that was It was worse when before I was young. I'm sure that, you know, there was a time when there wasn't really even doctors. You had to learn how to take care of yourself, protect yourself, right? So if you think about it, if it was that way back then, and we managed to populate to this right here, what we are, whatever the population is, we went from there to here. People weren't dying because they didn't have fucking insurance. See, there's so much manipulation going on. How many fucking people are putting on the mask? And as long as 90% of the people are putting on the mask, then automatically, you know, the sheep are out there looking at other people with the mask on, be like, oh, we got to keep our mask on. Look, there's Joe over there. He's got his fucking mask on. I got to keep my mask on because you know what? They might come get me and take me to jail for not having my mask on, because most people are fucking stupid to that shit. You have to explain to them, look here, you realize that this is the land of the free. You have to be responsible for yourself. If you're out at 5 o'clock in the morning walking with a fucking mask on, you're an idiot. You look like an idiot. Where the fuck is the coronavirus going to be at 5 o'clock in the morning while you're jogging down the road and nobody's around? But I see it all the time. Because I get up, I have to be at work at 5 o'clock. So, you know, anywhere between 4 and 4:45, there's some dumbass walking down the road with a fucking mask on. But this is the society we live in. True freedom means that you have to say, you know what? You work for us. You work for us. And we're choosing that we don't want to wear these fucking masks no more. And we don't want your fucking money no more. We're going back to work. And we're not going to have no fucking reset, because when you get the reset, you're going to get socialism. Just some shit to think about.